I am Dyana Rozay, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by Dyana Rozay on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, everyone? This is Dyana Rozay. Welcome to the channel. I'm here with my sister, Clone. What's up, Clone?
Hey.
Hey, girl. And we are here to do the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, episode 11, season 8. I think that we are on like a 30, maybe 40-second delay because I kept looking to see when this chat was going to start, but it looks like it is delayed. So if you guys can hear me, please and thank you. Go ahead and put your city and state in the chat so that we can get crack-a-lackin', okay? Child, this was an episode. Where's my post? I got Dr. Francis in the middle. I got Florida Evans here. Can y'all come in? What's up, Georgia? What's up, Philadelphia? Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, Seattle, Washington, Shreveport. What's up? What's up, Maryland? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, New Jersey? What's up, Atlanta? Yes, yes, yes. ATL again, St. Thomas. How you doing? What's up, Arlington, Texas? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you say hello to me by hitting that like button, please and thank you. Also become a subscriber if you are not one already. What's up, Miss Cookie? Anybody that you see with a wrench behind their name, they are here to make sure you have a good time in the chat. So make sure that you follow their instructions, okay? I'm okay with y'all saying whatever you'd like to say. Do not make it personal though, okay? As far as I understand, I'll just say, I'll let you know. I don't have a personal relationship with anybody on the cast. Not one. Okay. Do you, Clone?
No.
No. Okay. So neither one of us have personal relationships with anyone on the cast. What's up, Kevin? So these conversations that we are having is simply an opinion, okay, that we are giving off of a television show. So y'all can have opinions about the TV show, but you don't have to make it personal against anybody in the chat or against me. If you don't like it, it's okay. I may not be your cup of tea. Don't drink from my pot. I don't drink from yours, okay? Outside of that, I'm going to talk about these people because that's what they signed up for, all right? They signed up for it. I don't care about anybody's tears. Just gonna be honest. That is what we are here to do, to give a review. Okay, we don't know them personally, and as far as I understand it, all of these shows are chopped up, so we don't even have the full picture. Okay, so nobody should be catching an attitude about anything. Thank you, Valerie. I am saying it. All right, get it started. I know that Clone does not feel well. So I'm just going to say that up front. Hopefully she can make it through the entire thing. But she says she doesn't feel well. So I just want to give y'all that heads up. Now, let's talk about it, child. The red phone is activated. Let's start there. Marceau has something to say, child. He put Melody's name in his mouth, and a whole lot of people said, get that damn red phone out, child. Get the red phone out, okay? Now, I have to admit, I did not know what he meant by his little comment. So I was searching my mind like, well, what the hell did Marceau actually mean when he said it? But anyway, I ended up putting a poll up right above the chat. Make sure y'all take it. Okay. He said, listen, Marquez, is that his name, Marquez?
Yes.
He said Marquez is the melody in his little relationship situation. And I went, well, let me think about how, in what way could he be like Melody? Okay. Everybody's saying get well, Clone. What way could he be like Melody? And anywho, we're going to talk about it. So the red phone is out. Also, y'all go ahead and vote in the chat what y'all think his comment meant. And maybe I missed something. So if I missed something, go ahead and put in the comments what you believe he meant, because I did see a couple of people say, I said WTF, okay? WTF, Marcel. But y'all come on in. Thank you again to all the moderators, child. All right. All right. We are here. We are here. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with me. Make sure that you hit the like button, please, and thank you. Let's see. Everybody's saying there was no need to mention the Holtz. Well, that's why the poll is up there, child. Why it looks like someone asked him the question. I'm gonna be honest, because the way it was phrased, it looked like someone had asked him, how do you think this compares to Melody or Martell? And he responded to the question. But I was like, what? They didn't give us the whole thing the way they should have. But that's okay. That's okay. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. You said you was hoping that I could help you out with the comparison. Well, we'll get to it because Marcel had an interesting scene with Trisha's husband, Marquez, okay? He had some interesting points that he made. And I'm going to have to say, y'all remember Marcel from first season, okay? I'm not their daddy. I'm just, what did he say, y'all? I'm not his daddy, the kid's daddy. I'm just someone that Tisha had the kids with or some shit like that. But he's dropping off some facts. Let's see. Okay, so let's go on with the first scene, child. What did you get from the first scene? First off, yeah, go ahead.
So for the first scene was really just it was just like a replica of what happened in the last one. It was just, starting off where it ended, basically, with the Fletchers.
We start off where we end with the Fletchers, and what we learn in this scene is basically the kids are pissed.
Right.
Yeah, the kids basically say, I know that you're asking us to do therapy, and we accept, we're open to that. But they said, Mama, you got to do therapy too. Yeah. Okay. We are tired of you driving to our house, waiting for us.
Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
Was that me?
Yes, because we don't have noise cancellation. So when you're moving, then I get cut off.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, so basically, I done lost my whole train of thought. I'm sorry.
You said something about driving to people's houses.
Okay, so basically, they just asked her to go to therapy too. I think that's how the scene ended. They just wanted her to go to therapy too. And then what happened after that?
I think Nell goes to Mel's house.
Okay, let's start this over again because I feel like this just we didn't get to the point. I'm so sorry. This is very, very unprofessional, child. Start it from the beginning. I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, okay. So the first scene is it starts off with the Fletchers. The Fletchers are having the scene about going to counseling, and Nell's children are trying to convince her that she needs to go because she's way too emotional.
Okay, so she basically at the end of it, the kids are just asking her to go to therapy, and she actually tears up and starts crying because she really feels like she doesn't need therapy. Okay, she feels like she does not need therapy, and then it really was putting me in the state of mind of that old school movie, Mommy Dearest. To be honest, I was really just getting no more wire hangers from Nell. Like the kids are basically just upset. Like you are constantly screaming and going the hell off about your money or whatever else you want to say and do. Because Nell has a little bit of a controlling personality with the kids. What I say goes, or you guys should be just following my instruction. Now, all of her kids, they look like they are in their late 20s, early 30s. Is what I'm getting from them. And so they are in a place where they need to be making a decision. Of course, you still need some guidance because there's things that you're going to be encountering when you're that age where you want to talk to your parents about it and just make sure you're making the right decision. But life is about figuring it out. So you may be giving that child advice. It does not mean that they're going to take it. And also, it doesn't mean that they have to, when you're saying this is what you should do, they still got to figure that out for themselves too, right?
Right.
So that was pretty much it. Go ahead with the next part of it.
So okay, so Nell does get upset. She doesn't feel that she needs therapy. And she's having a little bit of a mini tantrum there. And then she ends up going over to Mel's house to, I guess, get a third opinion. Like she wants somebody else outside of the family to tell her that she's right.
Okay. So when Nell Fletcher gets over to Mel's house, just to give y'all an example of what's going on, Nell Fletcher is acting like she's straight up going through it because her kids told her to go to therapy. So she literally shows up to Mel's house, kind of disheveled, child. And I know a lot of people have been asking, where's Mel, child? She's back. She's here. Where's Mel? But anyway, she is like super duper, like clean face, no makeup, no nothing. And she shows up at Melody's house to ask for her advice. Somebody said that seeing Nell tear up was sad. Yeah, she really took it there. She really did. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, so what happened after that, Cloner? I'm sorry about that. Oh, now I don't have clone. All right. So anyway.
Yep. Mel basically tells her that she needs to go, that she's throwing her vote in the hat and that she needs to go to therapy.
So yeah, Mel ends up just telling her that her temperature is off, that her thermometer is what she said. She was like, listen, child, I talked to you quite a bit. And if y'all remember at the beginning of this season, when Mel is like, why didn't you come to the podcast event? Nell Fletcher was like, oh, we was doing things and I didn't know if I should go or whatever. And Mel said, well, why didn't you call and ask? Because you call about everything else. She was like, you call when you are upset, crying, screaming, and yelling. I always get those phone calls. So why didn't you call about this? So Mel is basically saying that as your friend, child, I'm telling you that you need therapy too. Okay, go ahead. You just might like it. And who knows, with all the problems that you complain about when it comes to your sons, they may say, well, if mama's doing it, I'll do it too. So if they're encouraging you to go, you make it a point of going and then lead by example, basically. So anyway, that was pretty much it. What else happened? What else happened?
I think that was it for that one. The next scene is when we get to Marceau and Marquez. And it starts by Marquez kind of making a really silly remark about not apologizing to Marceau, but he said something that I thought was kind of interesting. Marquez used to work for Marceau.
Yeah, so the whole thing was actually interesting. Not only did Marquez work for Marceau, when Marquez first walks into the bar, he actually asked for an old fashioned. Okay, he said, "Thank you, I appreciate y'all." She asked for an old fashioned. He said, "Can I get you something to drink, dog?" "Yeah, man, give me an old fashioned." He went, "I'm not getting you an old fashioned." He said, "I'm not getting you an old fashioned." He said, "You can have something straight up on the rocks, whatever, but don't ask me for no damn girl drink, dog. What else, y'all? What else do you want?" And it was hilarious. First of all, let's change Marquez's name. Let's change Marquez's name because honestly, we should be calling him by his official government name, which
What?
is deadbeat. Because at the end of the day, child, Marquez walked into this scene and he let everybody know that he is absolutely a horrible
Oh my
person.
gosh, that's ridiculous.
He is horrible.
He
He
is
he didn't even
horrible.
he's so damn horrible that when he was talking, he didn't even know how bad he sound. That is
No,
how
not at
horrible
all.
he was. But he ends up coming up in there asking for an old fashioned and then establishing himself as a person who used to work at the damn movie theater. So
Right.
far we got Tiffany. Who else worked at the movie theater? Trish worked
Trish
at the movie theater.
Trish worked there. Yep.
Marquez worked at the movie theater.
Mhm.
Everybody is showing up by way of this damn movie theater.
Right. It's gotta be the only movie theater in, like, a 100-mile radius.
I mean, in the whole town. I don't know
Right.
if the town is small or if the whole town is just a big ass movie theater. I don't know. But it
One or
was a
the other.
mess. It was a mess. He definitely lacked self-awareness. I agree.
Yes.
But he sits down, he tries to explain, well, I almost got into a fight when I was at when I first came here. I came here for homecoming, man, and I almost got into a fight with Ken.
Which
Now,
was the dumbest thing he could have possibly said.
yeah, at this point, I needed Dr. Francis to show up for him because you see this face that Dr. Francis is making. That's the same face I was making. I was like, you almost got into a fight, sir. You almost got mopped, maybe. You
Right.
almost got put into a dumpster, never to be seen from.
100%. That's what I said.
The
Ken looks
fences.
like he would
Yes,
totally pummel Marquez. And
exactly.
yeah, I'm starting to think that the first thing that Ken would do was tear up that boy's face because Marquez is pretty. And he's gonna get rid of that pretty face. No, those are Ken's words, not mine. I'm channeling Ken right now. Those are not my words.
And
But
let me
Ken would knock his dome off for sure.
And let me also say, the only thing Ken got going on for him is being pretty because
Right.
he is dumb as a bag of rocks. Okay. Again, if you're over here listening, don't take offense, child. I'm just telling you what I saw. At the end of the day, this man was sitting here. I don't know how old he is now, but he was definitely talking to Marceau like he was a 15-year-old boy. Yeah, man, I didn't have the capacity to be there for her because ain't nobody ever died in my family. Okay. So basically he has this conversation like he checked out of the relationship because when she had all of these, she's already shared with us that her sister, I think her sister, her mom, and her dad
Right.
passed
All
away
died around the same time.
all around the
Mhm.
same time within like weeks of each other. And then all
Exactly.
of a sudden you are sitting there having this conversation as a grown ass man saying to another grown ass man, well, I didn't have the capacity to be there for a man. And really, I don't even know if I was ever in love with her. I just,
Mhm.
I had to, I left the situation, but I didn't do my kids. And then another man just came in and started taking them to dance, taking them to practice,
Dumb.
doing X, Y, and Z. And Marceau said, so the other man is the father, right? He's the father. What are you saying,
What
sir?
are you saying? Are you broke and a punk?
What?
Because I'm not understanding why you're not going over to your own house. I guess it's your house too. Why are
Yeah,
you not going over and taking care of your children? Is he
so
holding those kids
right.
hostage?
You live in the same town watching another man take your kids back and forth to
Right.
school. And your reason for not stepping up is because you felt some kind of way.
Right.
That's how he said it. Well, I felt some kind of way. So Marceau is like checking this ninja left and fucking right. Like, dude, that makes no sense to me. He was like, so what you're saying to me is you're okay with your daughter sitting in another man's lap. What you're saying to me
Right.
is you're okay with your son calling another man dad. He went,
Exactly.
no, I'm not okay. In confessional, Marceau literally dropped a gem. He said, listen, at the end of the day, love ain't got shit to do with it. If you want to be a father to your children, you stay in that relationship and you be a father to your children. So a lot of people have been asking or making these statements like Marceau doesn't love Tisha. I'm not saying Marceau don't love Tisha. What I am saying is Marceau understands that you've made a commitment to these children once you bring them into the world. And unfortunately for Marquez, he didn't get it. And now he's talking about, well, maybe I'm going to move back into town so that I can take him to school. No. And then you also said some shit like, what did he say? I want to have a talk with him. Well, this man has been doing all of these duties for the last how many years? And now you want to have a talk? Well, you make sure you temper your, like, don't go in there bucked up because you're going to get knucked up. Okay.
Right.
Let me see what y'all have to say. Why did Trish get into a serious relationship with Kim without ending the first marriage?
Great question.
Well, it sounds like this man didn't love her. It sounds like an abusive relationship, to be honest, based on the things he was saying. I can't even imagine having all of those things happen to you all at once. And the person that's supposed to be there through you, through love, sickness, health, all that stuff, literally just says, well, now's my time to move the hell out.
Exactly.
Not only am I going to move out, but I'm going to move out. I'm going to live down the road. I'm going to watch you connect with another man, move in with that man, have my kids over there. Whether at this point, whether Trish is in another relationship or not, the man she was with was not ready. He is not ready. He is not worthy. And he still isn't, is what it sounds like. So I'm not even questioning Trisha at this point. Trisha had needs when she was in an emotional crisis, and another man stepped in and filled those needs. Even if it was to say, listen, girl, you're going through a lot. So at the very minimum, I'm going to pick the kids up from school and do all the other things. Because when death happens in your life, your brain does not operate properly. And that's the real thing. If we're going to talk about it as a real story, your brain doesn't operate properly. Your body is doing things that it's never done before. Your brain is thinking thoughts and doing things that it's never done before. And while she was in crash mode, her husband left and was watching her with binoculars. And Ken stepped in and made things stable.
Why you gotta be watching with binoculars? Yes.
For her children, because you can't say you're watching this man take this woman, take your children back and forth, and then all of a sudden, 3, 4, 5 years later, you done bucked up and said, "Well, now I want a real relationship. I want a real conversation." That's
right.
That's nasty work, in my opinion. They shouldn't let you into that situation at all.
Yeah, that's dummy work, is what that is. But you're absolutely right. You want to play victim, which is a little weird, but yeah.
I mean, I can't say for sure, but let me just say, I can, because a lot of people are saying she still could have divorced Marquez. I think that when you lose family the way she lost her family, and I'm just giving an example just based on what I heard, that Ken and Trish didn't get out in a proper way. This man, Marquez, was willing to show up on screen and said, I am the worst of the motherfucking worst.
Right.
He literally showed up on screen and said, judge me.
I welcome it. Yes.
Make sure that you call me every name you can possibly think of. I'm going to tell you exactly who I am. Not only was I a deadbeat to the children that I was around for 6 whole years, is what he wants to impress upon people. I knew him up until they was age 6, is what he said. What? But he also said, I was a horrible man to this woman. I abandoned her in every way imaginable. I wouldn't even wish what he said he did to her on my worst enemy. It's disgusting. Okay. And I feel, thank you, honey, Venus. I feel, I don't know where you are today, the North Pole, the South Pole, but thank you for chiming in, child. When I literally heard it, I said, this man is dumb as a bag of rocks. Like, he has no emotional intelligence whatsoever. Even now, even now, he's dumb. I mean, he didn't even approach the situation as I'm sad or I'm hurt or I wish I would have done better. You know what Marceau says to him in the scene? You should talk to him and make sure the first words out your motherfucking mouth is thank you.
Right.
Thank you for being there for my children in a way that I could not be.
Right. I'm hearing thief, but I should be hearing thank you. He did say, just for the people that are questioning some things in the chat, Trish did say a few episodes back that her and her husband were not on speaking terms whatsoever for
Okay.
quite some time. So I think that's the reason why she didn't approach the divorce.
Well, she probably, and because she was in a grieving process, 3 of her closest family members. And listen, your kids still got to eat. Imagine going through all that, going through all of that death, and still having to go to work, still having to make things look like it's a straight line for your children.
For your children,
I don't think people get that part. And I have to say, when Trish was explaining it, her and Ken, maybe they came off as too shy to really express that part of the story.
Yeah,
but
she
Marcel was sitting there talking to Marquez. Marcel was actually getting that part of the story in a way we had not heard before.
Right.
Okay. Look, you said the visual is savage. That's right, boo. As soon as I heard it, I went, bitch. Definition of a deadbeat right here. But he's a deadbeat in every capacity. And again, Marquez, if you're going to be on this show, you better you're going to have to step into some shoes, some bigger shoes. When you let the man who said those kids are Tisha's responsibility tell you that you're a deadbeat, that's saying something. Okay.
Right.
So that was the scene for me. I was like, look at this contrast we got with Marcel telling this man, I may not be the best father, but I'm not you, bitch.
Don't do it.
Okay. That was phenomenal. Okay. But yeah, he basically wraps up the conversation and says, at the end of the day, when you meet with this man, because I'm not saying you shouldn't meet with him, have a conversation with him, ask him, how can you be a part of your children's life? Because he done took over in ways that you will never, ever, do again. This man is taking your kids out the country. He's buying your children cars. Those kids are calling him dad. When Trish had that scene, I think 2 episodes ago, and she said, how do y'all feel about me and Ken getting married? And they was like, we like that. Child, he didn't put money into the college fund. There's a lot that's going on here.
No, not the college fund. Okay.
Well, let's face it. He's doing for your children in a way that you didn't do, and you're admitting it. Look, I got the list. That's why I say he's looking at that relationship with binoculars on. You're in a whole nother state knowing what's going on with your kids. And then you get mad because when you call your daughter, she says to you, we had the perfect family and you ruined it.
Yeah.
He said she got that from her mama. She got that from her mama. She wouldn't even know to say that at age 10. Marcel said, are you kidding me? He went, what is wrong? Like, literally, this stumps Marcel.
Right.
Said, are you kidding me? He said, your daughter is saying exactly what you taught her to fucking say. You literally was in that household for what, 6 years? Maybe. Okay. So you taught her. She knows that you were there for a period of time. And she knows that your ass got up and left. Now she has something to compare these two things to. So when you're calling her and saying, hey, what's going on? What you know good, whatever those things are, and you end up, hold on, let me see.
She's deleted.
Hold on. I'm just making sure. Listen,
I'm hoping she's booted.
For the sewer rats, y'all. I'm having a conversation. I started off telling y'all this, but y'all gonna have to get yourselves together. Thank y'all to all of the moderators who's moving out the sewer rats. It's okay.
Not only are they sewer rats, they're sewer rats that have a different problem with you, and they're coming over with this passive aggressive bullshit.
Because I know I've seen
passive aggressive bullshit, and it needs to stop.
It's passive aggressive bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I've listened to every content creator that covers Love and Marriage Huntsville. And when I tell you they have said some of the nastiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
They're trying to get you on something. That's all they're doing.
They ain't trying to get me on shit. And because of that, because I know that you be riding hard for everybody else, stay the fuck up out of here. And I'm talking specifically to you, Miss Sewer Rat. Okay? Thank you. Now back to what I was saying about the deadbeat. I know, honey, but don't worry about it. This is a part of the the YouTube community.
Yeah,
There's
it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. These are women that are responsible for children and husbands and households, and they come to the internet to listen to someone else tell them how to think. That is the most fucked up shit I've ever seen in my life. Get a backbone and figure out what it is that you want to do on the internet. This is not it.
And now y'all got clone cussing, and she really don't cuss. So how about that?
I don't, and I'm pissed off about it because it's the most fucked up bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
Y'all done got clone cussing, and she don't cuss. Think about that, okay? But yeah, if y'all haven't heard a cuss word before, it's okay. This isn't the platform for you. So anyway, I go on about your business. The long story short is Marcel basically tells the man, go ahead and thank that man for being a father to your children, for stepping in when you were completely away from these kids. Also learn to respect what your kid have to say, because their voices is literally they're saying exactly what they think. It's not what their mama told them, it's what they think. And then if you want to be a part of that family, ask permission, okay? Because you ain't been there, boo. That's it. So anyway, outside of that, it was pretty funny. It was an interesting scene. It was a funny scene. And I actually appreciate it because at the end of the day, these are real problems that are happening in the community. We were asking, how did this relationship start? Where did it come from? And again, even though Trish has been sharing this story, you know, for whatever reason, I did not hear it the same way. I finally heard it when it came from Marquez. So kudos to Marquez for showing up on screen and literally letting us know who he was in that relationship and who he is right now to his kids. Both of them are horrible. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's see, Diana, at your old age, you can think by yourself. What if other people do it? Simple mind. Vulgar, LOL, cussing. Okay, listen.
Go all the way to hell. Don't pass go. Don't collect $100. Just go right under it. Okay, because that's exactly where you belong. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. You guys have a problem with the fact that Dyana Rozay wants to review shows. That's your real problem. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to put anything else in the chat that you possibly can. But here's where you lose, okay? I'm just going to fucking tell you because this is where you lose. You're trying to prevent content creators from going to the next level. You're trying to prevent content creators from attracting more people to their page. You claim that you're Melody supporters. Now, if you're a true Melody supporter, you would not be doing this. You know why? Because the more people that content creators attract, the more people we can get on this bandwagon to support Melody. But you guys don't see it that way because you're small-minded. Your peanut-sized brain will not let you go any further than that. And that's the really fucked up part about it. Nobody realizes that this entire section that loves Melody is the same section that was here last year and the year before. It's not growing for a reason because you're not allowing it to. Sit back, shut the fuck up, and enjoy life. Hug a tree, touch grass, whatever it is that you've got to do. Open a window and let the fucking gas out because those cats that are roaming around your body right now have got you totally fucked up. I'm done. You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. It's just a fake page. They come on and they say whatever. It does not matter to me personally. It doesn't matter to me personally. Okay, go ahead. What was the next scene? We're done with Marcel and Marquez.
Okay, so the next scene is the Fletcher family scene.
All right. So the Fletcher family scene. So Nell and Chris end up meeting with Dr. Francis, the beloved Dr. Francis, because
somebody get these bitches that keep coming into this chat out of here. It's the same person. We know it's the same person. If it wasn't, you'd all be speaking at once. Just go.
Hold on.
And drink all the Suge Avery P on your way out.
It's not. The sad part of it is, it's another content creator. I bet you that.
No, for sure.
The difference is, go back to what you were saying about Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis is on,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first time that we've seen him in several years. Okay, I feel like at least 2, maybe 3 seasons. Marcel and Tisha did not like Dr. Francis because that was really the only people that they could talk to at that time. I think they attempted to talk to them, but they ended up not wanting to continue with therapy. So now Dr. Francis is on, and he is with the Fletcher family. And he actually, it was a good scene. He didn't really give a whole lot of, we didn't hear a whole lot of Dr. Francis or see those facial expressions the way I am used to. However, Dr. Francis came in to talk to the Fletchers about their kiddos asking for money.
Mm-hmm.
They said what?
Well, this was a good scene because really what came out of it is that Nell admits that while these kids are taking her money, what she's really upset about is that the kids are going to Chris for bigger issues,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bypassing her. So
Mm-hmm.
that was like the other big part that came out of it, which I thought was very interesting.
So she's telling them basically, the kids are getting an opportunity to say to her, the reason why we don't go to you for a lot of the things you keep asking us to go to you for is because you don't listen to us. That's really it. You just want to tell us what to do, and you're not giving us a chance to work out what is happening, whatever is going on in their life. So we're really afraid to come to you. And so after that, Nell Fletcher basically goes off, and she's like, listen, at the end of the day, am I right or am I fucking wrong? Okay. She said, at the end of the day, you keep coming up on, you kids come to me, I tell you what to do. If I'm wrong in telling you what to do, then say that. But if I'm not, then what's the big deal? She doesn't understand that all she has to do is, hold on 1 second. Yeah, this person is really determined. I've never seen anybody
They're determined to tell you that you're unintelligent, Diana.
I've
They're
never seen anybody that
they're determined, and they keep opening new accounts to do it. It's pretty pathetic. It really shows you what kind of mental health issues this person is going through. But the best part about the scene for me, and this is the part that made me cry, is when she lines up and talks to all of the children.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes one by one. And I've got to be honest with you, by the time she got to little Chris, I was boo-hooing. Because I could feel it. I could feel her energy for him.
Yeah, so the kids end up getting their point out, just basically saying, I go to dad for this reason. You basically make me feel like I am less of a person, like I'm not where I should be in life. And because of that, I have no idea, how to take some of the things you say. I'm already feeling bad when I come to y'all for advice, or when I come to you for whatever help I need. And then when you end up screaming at me or making me feel like I'm less of a person, I don't even know what to do with that. So Chris says, this is what I was trying to tell you. You're coming at them with this tough love approach, but at the end of the day, you got to tone some of that shit down, because if you don't, you're going to keep alienating the kids, and they don't want to, they want to come to you. They want to talk to you. So at the end of the day, she finally heard it. She sat there, she cried a little bit. She actually blamed Chris a little bit too, saying, listen, you're a part of this problem.
You're part of the problem.
You're not helping me integrate with the kids.
Right.
And Dr. Francis says to Chris, are you on the same side when she comes to you? He says yes, but Nell makes a face like it's not true.
Right. Exactly.
So Nell feels like she is by herself in this family unit, which is really fucked up for anybody that's a parent, especially when you are trying to help your children and you want them to see you a certain way. She's like, she's, in her opinion, she's saying, I'm their savior. I'm the one who solves the problem. Even if they go to their daddy, he comes to me, and I am still the one who ends up solving their problem. I am still the one who have to, give out the money because he's not doing it. And I asked y'all before if Nell Fletcher was the if she took the lead when it came to the money part. Is she the
Right.
one who makes the most money in the family? Now, Chris had a interview last night with Dustin where he said, I'm just not giving anybody any money past $100 any fucking way. However, it just seemed at the end of the day that Nell Fletcher might be holding the purse strings a little bit. And she feels like she's just the disciplinarian. She's the one that has to fix everybody's problem. And she's drained. She's drained because she doesn't feel appreciated either. So with everything that's going on, she doesn't even feel appreciated. And she thinks that she's getting it from all sides. Okay.
Right.
Chris just laid back and said whatever. But at the end of it, Dr. Francis says to her, get up and say two things to all of the kids, okay, including Kiki, who we know is the bonus daughter. But she just goes through and she looks everybody in the eye. She says to Kiki, I know I may have hurt you because I say things and it seems like I'm excluding you. I'm not your real parent. Me and Chris aren't your real parents, but I love you like you're my daughter. And
Right.
she nods her head and says, I appreciate that. Thank you. Then she goes to Lance and she's like, listen, I know what you've been through. I know that it has hit you the hardest, right?
Right.
But she said, at the end of the day, you my ride or die, and I love you. We're gonna, get through this. I apologize for how I've talked to you or handled you. And he is fighting back tears in that scene, but the camera ends up catching it anyway. You see that one soul tear roll down his face like Denzel Washington, child. It just one tear, and it started everybody else crying. Then she goes to Kayla and say, when you're talking to me on the phone, I know that you go silent when I am cussing and fussing and acting a fool, and then you just hang up because you're tired of me. I know that I'm doing that to you, and I apologize to you for that. I promise I'll listen to you in the future. And then she went to the one that's probably her hardest child, okay? And that is, you said that it was performative. Well, everybody was crying. I think those tears were real. Including Chris Fletcher. He was crying too. But she goes to her hardest child with who is Chris Jr. And she just starts off because he knows he's the hardest child too. So he almost had one of those sappy looks on his face, like what could you possibly say to or about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he says it, he's like, she just says, I know that you're the hardest child, and I want you to know that I love you. I know that you're doing better. You have it in you to win, but you got to get it together. She did say that you got to get it together. They hug, and Chris is crying. Everybody's crying at this point. And it was the end. That was a good scene. I really liked it. And at the end of the day, if we are talking about what this show is about, it's that. Listen, it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. Your family problems are your problems. You're going to cuss, fuss. You're going to get mad at each other. You're going to say shit that you don't like. And you're going to cut people off. I might not like at the beginning. Was it the beginning of this season or the end of last season when Chris Fletcher went to his wife and said, Chris Jr. is thinking about harming himself. I think Nell said, why don't you call me or take my calls or any of those things? This is real. You know what I'm saying? We are just talking about what happened with Kiki, Jabbar, and now you have a family situation where whether people like it or not, you have hard interactions with your family sometime. It's going to happen. There's going to be a time where you cuss and fuss. Y'all going to say some nasty shit to each other. You're going to think that maybe you have enough time to say, I'm sorry, or to get back on track eventually. But time is not promised. You don't know what's going to happen next. So being able to see that play out and then also have resolution at the end of that scene was good. Okay. Let's see. Chris will only give out so much and make them all pay him back. No fusses about it, but she still takes things away. I'm going to put you on mute. I'm not sure. You got to put yourself on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You got to put yourself on mute. Okay.
Chris I just want to respond to Brenda W. for a second. Brenda W. And I mean no respect by saying this because The only people that are coming over here are those people, and they're getting upset with Dyana because she's doing other content. They don't go to Color Me Pink's page, who does a variety of content. You don't see them over on Scotty by Nature's page. You don't see them on Funky Dineva's page doing this crap. They're coming over here
Right.
because they feel like Dyana Rozay needs to do a certain thing. And if she doesn't follow that formula, then she's not doing it right.
So let me
They don't
say
want
it.
her to have her own brain. They don't want her to have her own anything. It's ridiculous.
So let me say it. Let me say it. So Brenda W., this didn't just happen today. I have been getting harassed because I don't follow whatever even though you say millimeter, because I don't know who these people are. They are harassing me because they think that I'm not operating in a way that is favorable to Melody, I guess. I don't know, because Melody didn't call me and say, hey, girl, you're on the payroll. She didn't call me and say, can you add my name to the LLC or any of those things. So when I said that, apparently that opened me up for her even more harassment. So that's why it's being said. But Clone, I need you not to get into the chat and do anything else. Okay. Everybody can just fall back. It does not matter. It does not matter. This actual review has gone so completely left that it's just not funny. But it's the end of the review. Okay. It's okay for me. Like I said, I'm not on anybody's payroll. I do what I want to do. And even if you're over here for the first time and you have not been paying attention, I've said this a couple of times, that I am literally being harassed by people who are telling me that I am somehow not operating in a way that is favorable, or I'm not protesting in a way that other people think that I should be protesting, which I didn't even know that we're all supposed to be protesting. I had no clue, but that's the reason why. And now I feel like I have to explain this dumb shit. And it's really crazy because, like Clone said, there's a whole bunch of people who do Love and Marriage Huntsville content that don't get harassed like that. Color Me Pink reviews everything. Who else? DJ Richie Sky reviews everything. Who else?
Mims.
Mims.
All of them do it.
Do everything. And somehow I'm being thrown into a group of people that don't even fucking like me.
Right. You don't even like her anyway. I don't even know why you're bothering.
Me. So it's like really weird that I am being harassed in this manner because y'all don't actually see them talk to me or engage me in any way. And so it feels weird to be harassed by what I assume to be another content creator because they don't want me to have the same following or the same group of people who they have over on their page. So that's why we're not stupid to it. We know exactly what it is and what's happening.
What it is. Yeah.
A troll. That's why I call them a sewer rat, because they
Let
literally
be
are going
individuals.
through the YouTube pipeline and they're picking me to fuck with. But that's it. Nobody else. Nobody else. So that is the reason why. So
because they want to dictate your page. That's the reason why. They want to dictate what you do and what you say and when you say it and how you say it. And it's bullshit.
And I'm aware of that. So that's why.
And it's not going to happen because we're reviewing the show tomorrow. So everybody that thinks that we're not, you can go fuck yourself.
Brenda, that is the reason why. So she's asking, I'm just sharing. This is what is going on. And it's not just every time I come on live, it is other things. I got a message from someone on my IG the other day who told me to shut the fuck up, blah, 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 blah. Like, people are really ignorant.
And I'm sorry to even get this out, but you guys need to know this channel is being harassed, and it has been for over a year, and it's bullshit. It is bullshit. These are the same people that listen to this channel and take her words and use them.
And have been using them since the day I started. There isn't a
said one word about it. And I've got to be honest with you. I'm usually the kumbaya peacemaker here. This is bullshit.
But that's
and it's not just haters gonna hate. There is something really mentally wrong with some of these people. They need to be checked a million times over. This is why when people say that some of these meters are unhinged or out of control, this is what they're talking about. Because when the content creators are also experiencing it and starting to feel that they need to take their channel in a whole new direction, that's when you get trouble. When you start getting people backing out of it, that's when you get trouble. That's what I'm saying. Their pea-sized brains won't allow them to see what it is that they're truly doing. That's the fucked up part about it.
Okay. Okay.
And to think that you can come to a page of someone, I don't care what age they are, but you're coming to a page of women that are over the age of 50. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Like we're just supposed to go after you? Like we're dogs wagging our tails? How are you any different than Martell putting a battery in somebody else's back? You're the same fucking person. Just because you got to put a dress on don't make you any different. You're the same person. Think about that when you go to sleep tonight. Okay, bitch?
Okay. Nope, it could be a millimeter. There
It's
are some
definitely
people
a millimeter.
that actually told
Nobody
me
would go this hard.
that they are millimeters. So we're not just saying that. We're not making it up. They literally, and we saw the page, and child, they have done everything. I told y'all before, I have been doxxed. I had a special investigator. I've had a whole lot of shit that I did not share with y'all. It's not even funny, but it is what it is at this point. I just find it interesting.
I mean, it's worse than white people at work. That's really what it is. It's worse than that. Worse.
It is.
But
It
if
is
you
worse
think
than
that
that.
you're actually going to start your own business and create a page and be on the internet and do what you love to do, and you still get people coming over acting as if they are somehow your God. You're telling me what to do. I got a whole mama and a daddy, and you bring your ass over here to tell me what to do, what to say, how to feel, how to think. Are you out of your mind? The answer is yes, clearly. Wake the fuck up.
Okay. All right.
And I'll scream it from the goddamn mountaintops. If I have to go to channel 8, channel 43, channel 5, I'll do it. Because this is bullshit. Now, don't make me flip to the other side, goddammit, because I'm telling you right now, this is bullshit.
Y'all done woke a sleeping bear, child. Y'all done made
up. I'm tired of it. It's an hour out of our day that we're trying to get this shit done. And here they come. Oh, you're not as classy as you say you are. She's never said she was classy. That was a term that was given to her by people, other people.
Right. I'm not really classy, y'all. I'm from the ghetto.
And if you've ever watched her page, you know that she's doing the same shit she did yesterday and the day before. Curse words come up. They come up on everybody's page. Get over it. But I already know it's not about the curse words. It's about something else. And at this point, you're just going to throw anything at her that you think is going to stick to the wall, but none of it will stick.
Okay.
Find a man and do something. All right. Busy your time in some other way, because this is not mentally healthy for you.
All right. You done?
I'm done. And before you think you can come over and put anything in the chat comments, these chat comments will be turned off. So go fuck yourself. I'm done. All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. So the last scene. What's the last scene?
Oh, I thought we were done. Sorry. The last scene is Marquez and Trish.
Okay. So the last scene is Marquez and Trish, child. And basically he's just meeting with her for absolute nothing. He comes to her. He wants her to know that he is tired, child. And that he after telling Marceau that he wasn't even in love with her, he's basically saying that he wants to meet up with Ken and, I guess try to assert his dominance in this relationship. And she's basically like, what are you talking? He was like, I'm kind of shocked that you even asked for a divorce. And she's like, well, what was I supposed to do? Like, she gives him a look like, what the hell is going on? After doing that, she's basically like, we should just, move forward and get the divorce. Are you ready for that? He says, yes. And then he says, do you want to pay half? To which she's like, why are you even bringing that up like a half? She punks him in the end and said, listen, well, I'll get Ken to pay for it, because of all the things that this man is trying to act like he is asserting himself and wanting to be a part of my life in any kind of way, he can't even pay to file for the divorce. And then he also made did he say that he was threatened by Ken or something like that?
Of course he's threatened by Ken. Everything about him is threatened by Ken. You would not run you would not run from your own children if you weren't threatened by Ken. Everything about Marquez says punk to me.
So he's clearly threatened by Ken. But what did he say specifically where she told him, well, he's just a big old teddy bear?
Oh, I don't remember exactly what he said before she made that comment, but I did feel like the comment that she made was to basically tell him you can meet with him. He's not going to beat you up. Like it was his like clue or key to know that he can talk to Ken.
Okay. So at the end of the day, he just basically makes some kind of comment like, I think, I don't know if he gonna do X, Y, and Z to me. And she just said he's a big old teddy bear. But we already know, because I told y'all last week and the week before that Ken had put on his IG page, I don't care about any motherfuckers out here who's upset about me taking care of these kids, because if you were about anything, you definitely would have stepped up. And he said, at this point, I'm the real man, and I'm the one who's going to step up to the plate. And Ken has a stepdaughter from another relationship that he still takes care of. And apparently he will bring that daughter over to hang out with Trisha's daughter. Like they spend the night and they still all go on vacations together. He sounds like he lives a very nice lifestyle. If he is a, what is he, a stunt double or something like that? He lives a very nice lifestyle. I think Stormy said that Trish was something in computers. I don't know if she's like a computer engineer.
Like a technician of some, like an engineer, I believe, right?
She's like a computer engineer. So she's very, very smart and intelligent. Those two are better fit. That like they seem more equally yoked at this point. They do have working out in common, but they also just seem a little smarter than Marquez. So at the end of the day, child, he's done, but it sounds like he is trying to make room for himself to have some sort of guest appearances on Love and Marriage Huntsville, because he said that he would like to be a part of the kids' lives in the future. So we will see if this co-parenting thing between the three of them work out, because he's going to meet with Ken to have that one-on-one conversation. I can't wait to hear what it's about. But I'm going to say Ken did disappoint me with Martell, even though we know that this conversation is going to be revisited too. Okay. Right. Because it looks like next week, Trish is going to say that she went to Martell's house, and it looks like we're going to get the full picture of whatever that is, because Martell did make it seem like things may have been done. Okay. But you don't want to hear that on TV, and it looks like we're going to hear it. So let's see what else y'all got going on. Wait, Ken takes Trisha's daughter to daddy-daughter dance. Marquez will throw a tantrum. No, he's already been taking her to all the dances. He's been acting in the capacity of a father for a very long time. He said that he wants to talk to Ken without all the masculinity. Oh, that's what he said. Thank you, BJ. So before, this is what he says, and that's when Trish says he's a teddy bear. He wants to talk to him without all the masculinity, which also goes to show that he doesn't want nothing. Okay, he don't want no smoke. Right?
Exactly.
All right. Okay, what else is going on?
Can I ask a question now?
Shy, Cookie from the Shy said, all Ken was doing was respecting his elder. Okay. She said, Martell is up there, child. He needs a cane. He got the cataracts.
Right. That's right, the cataracts.
So he is just respecting his damn elders. Okay, Cookie, I'll accept. Go ahead.